In our previous videos, where we're talking about finding the confidence interval for our population mean, or even our proportion, we're talking about the sample size of n, and we're assuming that that sample size is small relative to the total population, or cap n. If instead that sample size of little n divided by our cap n is greater than our 0.05 mark, we're going to consider that a large percentage of our total population. And in that case, we're going to have to impose what's called a correction factor on our standard deviation for our sample means of x bar. And that correction factor is equal to the square root of our cap n minus our little n over our cap n. So to impose that correction factor, we just multiply that value by what our normal formula for our sample mean standard deviations. So we'll say s over square root of n. And that's our simple correction factor. We just multiply those two values together, and that gives us our updated version of our sigma sub x bar. And that same formula can be imposed for our sigma sub p hat, which would then come out to be, we have our square root of p hat times q hat all over n, and then that value multiplied by our correction factor, cap n minus little n over cap n, and the square root of that value as well. And that's just the method that we're going to use to impose a correction factor on our standard deviation for our sample means.